From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Mac Brown? More like Back Brown. That's right, with last night's announcement that Mac Brown is staying on as head coach, he's going to have to bring the heat to Boston tomorrow.
And Charlie, if he wants to keep his record good for the rest of the season, he will need to show us some good football.
That's right, Julia. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Charlie Costal.
And I'm Julia Thompson. We will start in Chestnut Hill, where the football team is shipping up to Boston for their first matchup with Boston College since 2020. Looking to continue to turn their season around, the Heels find themselves in the midst of a 3-game win streak, during which they've outscored opponents 107-49. The Heels come into this one sporting a 5-5 record and returning home after a defeat on the road against 13th-ranked SMU. In a matchup that features the two most run-heavy offenses in the ACC, expect this one to be decided in the trenches. Kickoff is set for noon on Saturday.
After a commanding 3-0 win against the Blue Devils, the UNC field hockey team is in Ann Arbor, Michigan, ready to compete in the NCAA tournament semifinals. At noon, the undefeated Tar Heels will face St. Joseph's, aiming to continue their streak and secure a spot in the championship game. Junior forward Riley Heck is a player to watch. After a stretch of games with fewer scoring opportunities, Heck delivered a standout performance in the quarterfinals, scoring twice to propel UNC past Duke. Known for her precision and quick decision-making, she has been a critical part of the Tar Heels' offensive success this season. This is UNC's 15th trip to the NCAA semifinals in the past 16 years.
Our field hockey team will be playing shortly, so let's go over to Sophia's sideline to hear about what we can expect. Sophia?
Thanks, Julia. Today's opponent, St. Joseph's, is a number 4 seed and coming off a hard-fought win against Princeton, where the Hawks showed their resolve to fight. With a strong defensive battle, the Hawks seized their opportunity off a corner, which ultimately led them to their 1-0 win. Our Tar Heels know how crucial corners can be. They often capitalize off corners, as we've been impressed by the quick playmaking ability by our stars, Bruder and Heck. These girls often shine in these moments. But the important part here is how our girls will handle the defensive side of a corner. In their last matchup against Duke, they showed they know how to do just that. Duke took a total of 3 corners, and as we know by our 3-0 win, they failed to make a single one, and our defensive ability was a big part of that. Here we're going to see from our matchup against Duke that they're going to send the ball to the corner and set it up, and we have this defender coming straight back to the top of the shooting circle, getting in the way to obstruct the shot. And we have 3 other defenders that are strategically laid out to limit the Blue Devils' options. 2 just off the path of the ball, 1, 2, keeping the Blue Devils who could receive a pass at bay and making a straight shot to the goal difficult. And another just outside the cage here, who's going to watch the attacker who rushes from the back line, keeping pressure on the other side to limit scoring opportunities. So here we're going to see ultimately that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 girls who are standing in the way, blocking the playmaking abilities of the Blue Devils, and ultimately the shot goes wide. While St. Joe's is an opponent with a lot of spirit to fight, our girls have shown time and time again that they have that fight, like they did with the Blue Devils, and the skill to take down anyone in their way. Julia?
Sophia, does it look like we'll have another UNC versus Northwestern matchup for the championship?
I think it does. Northwestern faces off against unranked UMass at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Northwestern is almost undefeated with only 1 loss on their record, and the top keeper in the country at a .853 saving percentage. The Minutewomen will have quite the challenge to advance.
Well, we'll be tuning in to see whether our girls advance right after our show ends at 12. As the Lady Heels head into the final rounds of the NCAA Field Hockey Championship, reporter Katherine Ryan highlights the team's very own Abigail Taylor.
Tucked away on the far end of Karen Shelton Stadium sits number 82, Abigail Taylor. Now in her 4th year with the team, Taylor has mastered the art of defense. In the 20 games the Tar Heels have played this season, she's started in all of them. However, her 2023 season was a different story. Taylor played in only 5 games that year and reflects on the mental challenges of staying prepared for her role.
I don't know if we necessarily train in practice for shutouts. I mean, we train mentally to play the best that we can and aim for perfection where we can, but
This season marks a return to her dominant form from the 2021 and 2022 seasons, where she played in every game and, at one point, boasted the lowest goals against average in the country.
You know, I think I was tracking the goals a lot more and the goals against average a lot more at the beginning of the season, and now that we're towards the end, I've really just been trying to take it game by game, live in the moment, have fun with my friends.
Taylor has worked hard to regain her prime form and support her team. This season, the Tar Heels have recorded 12 shutouts, allowed just 9 goals, and made 37 saves. Taylor's dedication is evident, and she hopes to reap the rewards of her efforts.
But that doesn't mean the work is done. With the team aiming for another national championship, Taylor says the mindset going into Michigan is to play Carolina field hockey. I'm Kathy Ryan, reporting.
Good luck to the field hockey team, and we hope they have a great weekend.
The Carolina men's basketball team is heading to Manoa, where they'll tip off against Hawaii. Following a dominant 52-point win against American last Friday, the Heels look to bring the boom to the Rainbow Warriors tonight. Sophomore forward Elliot Cadeau made his presence felt in the win, recording 18 points, 8 assists, and 4 steals, making him the first Tar Heel since Ed Cota in 1999 to notch at least 12 points and 7 assists in each of the season's first 3 games. Junior Jalen Washington also delivered big, scoring a career-high 18 points, while newcomer Cade Tyson gave fans a preview of his potential, highlighted by a sharp corner 3 late in the second half. The Tar Heels aim to build momentum and extend their win streak to 2 as they gear up for the Maui Invitational on Monday.
UNC women's basketball is headed down to the Bahamas to participate in the Battle for Atlantis. Carolina will start the tournament playing undefeated Ball State tomorrow night. In their 4 games, the Tar Heels have seen some struggles from the seniors. The team has been relying on its newcomers, Lainey Grant and Sierra Toomey, who combined for 17 points against UConn. The upperclassmen will need to step up if UNC wants to make a splash in the tournament.
The Carolina men's soccer team hosted Furman at Dorrance Field last night in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Despite a hard-fought battle in both halves, the Heels and Paladins ended regulation tied 0-0, forcing overtime. The first overtime period also ended scoreless, and the second did the same, sending the game to a penalty shootout. The teams were deadlocked in penalty kicks until Luke Hilly missed his attempt high over the bar, leaving the door open for Furman to hit a go-ahead game winner. Furman's Diego Hernandez stepped up to the spot and drained his to the bottom left corner. The Paladins won the shootout 5-3, securing a spot in the second round of the tournament. The Heels finished the season with a mediocre record of 9-4-5.
There's nothing to criticize or second guess. That I don't have anything like, I wish this, I wish that, other than, they're nice to get one in, but I'm super proud of the effort.
Our men's soccer analyst Spencer Haskell joins us now for not only what went wrong last night for the Heels, but as their season a whole. Spencer.
Julia, you could not ask for a much better start to the season for Carolina soccer. They went 9 games before suffering their first loss. They were ranked in the top 10, and they went 3-1 through their first 4 ACC games, outscoring opponents 8-4. And while you couldn't ask for a better start, you could definitely ask for a better finish. They crawled across the regular season finish line, only winning 1 of their last 4 ACC games, losing in the first round of the ACC tournament, and then doing the exact same thing in the NCAA tournament. This is the second time in the past 4 years they fell in the first round of the NCAAs, and it's going to be another long offseason for Coach Somoano and the Heels. And when they get back, they've got some big holes to fill with both of their leading scorers in Martin Vitchian and Luke Hilly set to graduate. Julia?
Thankfully, this isn't the last soccer we'll see on Dorrance Field this semester. The Carolina women's soccer team takes on Santa Clara at Dorrance Field in the second round of the NCAA tournament today at 4:30. The Tar Heels qualified after winning 8-0 in their first round matchup against USC Upstate. UNC will be looking to top scorer Kate Fossey and Linda Olmark to provide an offensive spark after they both scored braces in the previous game. The last time these two teams faced, Santa Clara knocked UNC out of the NCAA tournament in the semifinals back in 2021, when the Broncos went on to win the title. If Carolina wins against the Broncos, the Heels will play the winner of South Carolina and Minnesota on Sunday at Dorrance Field.
The newly formed Bounce Cricket League is bringing one of the world's most popular sports to UNC's doorstep. Because the sport is largely unknown in the United States, the league hopes to bring enjoyment and education to the UNC community. Here's reporter Nia Satterfield-Brown.
With an estimated 2.5 billion fans globally, UNC students saw a need to inform other Tar Heels not just about the existence of the sport, but of cricket's popularity. The Bounce Cricket League, which stands for Bowlers and Batters at UNC, arrived in Chapel Hill in August at the annual Student Organizations Festival, where attendees could try out their cricket skills and learn more about the game. The club joins NC State as the only collegiate group in North Carolina.
The main difference for in cricket from baseball is that you have to bounce the ball. So that's the idea, bounce. So the name itself shows you what the difference is with the sport.
As Bounce co-founder, Ishan explained how British colonialism shaped cricket's global reach, suggesting this colonial influence may explain why the sport never took hold in America.
But gradually, I think there was a lot of dislike for English culture when America became its own country. So cricket was also left out, and baseball came up as the pastime of America.
He also said that baseball was more appealing to Americans because of its fast-paced play, contrary to the technical, slower game of cricket. From the shape of the field, to the scoring, to the pitching, and even the balls and bats. The two sports are different, but cricket is on the rise.
The Cricket World Cup that happened in the US. And US did pretty well in that. US beat Pakistan, which is like a proper cricket playing nation. So I think cricket in the US is picking up a lot, and I'm pretty confident in the fact that, in the next few years, we're going to have a lot more good cricketers come through from the US.
Sparked by the growing interest in cricket after the US's T20 World Cup showing this summer, Mohammad Khan, Bounce's Pakistani co-founder and lifelong cricket player, hopes to capitalize off this new wave of attention.
I want to sort of lean off that movement and make cricket big at Carolina and North Carolina. And if I want to make cricket big here in the state and help facilitate that.
The Bounce Cricket League offers Tar Heels a chance to learn a new sport, explore cultural differences, and better understand cricket's rich history. What more do you need?
America needs it. America needs to learn the real bat and ball game.
I'm Nia Satterfield-Brown reporting.
The club is hosting its final meeting of the semester on Sunday at Karen Shelton Stadium at 4 p.m. 4 Tar Heel women's tennis players are at the NCAA Championship in Waco, Texas this week. Senior Carson Tangleague advanced from the round of 64 after taking down a Texas player in straight sets. Thea Rabman took down UGA despite a first set loss. Tatum Evans did not advance after a 6-3, 6-1 loss. Doubles play began Tuesday, where Tangleague and Susanna Maltby advanced from the round of 16 after taking down Vanderbilt. The pair is looking forward to Virginia today.
Men's tennis duo Logan Zapp and Patrick Schoen made the journey to Waco, Texas to compete in the NCAA tournament. The duo faced Ohio State's Bryce Nakashima and William Jansen in the round of 32. Zapp and Schoen took the first set 6-0 before falling in the second 6-3 and again in the third 10-7. The Tar Heels are headed to Wisconsin this weekend for the NCAA Cross Country Championship. The men's team secured their ticket last week at the Southeast Regional Championship with top 10 finishes from Ethan Strand and Parker Wolf. The women, after a third-place finish at the Southeast Regional Championship, received an at-large bid.
UNC Volleyball will host 2 cross-country matchups this weekend. Tonight's game is Tar Heels Senior Night as they face the California Bears. Cal is 12-6 overall and 4-12 in the conference, most recently falling to Virginia. The Bears lead the all-time series 4-2. Looking ahead to Sunday, UNC will take on number 7 Stanford. Although the Cardinals are favored, the Tar Heels are one of the top offensive teams in the conference, ranking 3rd in assists, aces, and kills per set. With senior night and a top 10 opponent, it will be a big weekend for the Heels at home. Club sports are a huge part of the student experience in Chapel Hill, but they don't share the same funds as varsity programs. Reporter Dylan Stalter tells us how UNC Club Volleyball is finding new ways to raise money.
It was the first ever Servathon. UNC Club Volleyball's fundraising chair, Megan Patton, pitched the idea to the co-presidents, looking for a unique way to promote the club.
Megan came to us in the summer. She actually made a whole Google Slides presentation on what fundraisers we should do, and the Servathon one stood out to Maya and me. So we helped boost Megan up as the fundraising chair to do that Servathon, and we really do think it's something that can become an annual fundraiser.
The team is looking to raise funds for a trip to the Club Volleyball Nationals tournament, which is taking place in Phoenix this April.
Well, since we didn't have to put any funding in it, we were just going to try it and see how much we could get. We tried to encourage all of our players to at least get one sponsor. But yeah, we've definitely raised a good amount of money, and it's been a really good outcome.
Each player had 100 serves, with every serve that landed in play counting towards a donation. As the aces began to pile up, so did the Nationals Fund.
This one was definitely more like hands-on. I think previous semesters done like Chipotle fundraisers and certain restaurant fundraisers and stuff like that. But Megan's done a great job of really like pushing the boundaries and doing something different this year. And I think it was really fun that everyone got to participate.
This Saturday, the club is traveling to Raleigh for their last tournament of the season. With all the practice they got today, they'll be sure to bring the boom.
We have been making all of them in the scrimmage after we did it. So I think it helped everyone's mindset too. So it's great that it's helping us as a team play.
I'm Dylan Stalter, reporting.
The girls will certainly be serving at their tournament in Raleigh this weekend. Thanks, Dylan.
We are back with our winner for this week's Play of the Week. Our winner is from Dorrance Field, where Bella Gaetino hit side iron and buried Carolina's 6th goal of the night to win Play of the Week. Come back on Monday for a special Play of the Week. Not to put you on blast, but we have a star right here. Charlie Cosell is the star of a show on campus. John Proctor is a villain. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a great show, a lot to learn. I've definitely learned a lot from doing the show. We're performing tonight at 7:30 in the Keenan Theater. Unfortunately, we are sold out though.
Well, that's unfortunate for me because I really wanted to see you, but I'm very proud of you. We all
Thanks,
are at
Julia.
Sports Extra, and that does it for this edition of Sports Extra. We'll be back on Monday with all of our highlights from another exciting weekend from Carolina Athletics. Maybe, just maybe, a national champion will be talked about.